Sup world, this is your boy Squeekz. Welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 4. Right now we are joining, well, you guys are joining me as I'm about to do the Wanted quest. Now my Audacity crashed on me yet again, so again, this is the second time I am commentating this. Yes, I will be telling you every single time that this happens, just because the first time is usually the best. Second time, especially seeing as how I did it yesterday, I cannot remember for the life of me what it is I actually said. Anywho, setting up my teams, you know, my three-man squads as I always do. I changed it up for this fight just because, well, I decided this would probably be a better outcome than the previous one. But oh well, it works out in the end. I do remember mentioning that this is going to be the last video where you'll see me more or less rambling and forgetting what to talk about, because I will be making a list of things to talk about as I'm doing the recording of the game. That way, I don't spoil any of the fight. But hold on, look at this guy right here. Look at him! Not even going in for any attack or anything, he just bum rushes my entire team. Now, I'm going to be going against everything I said in the last video and just gangbanging this dude. Because I'm a people pleaser. If you want to die, then I will kill you. Because that's what I do. I'm a people pleaser. Sorry for the repetition there, but again, I am rambling. Now, the funniest thing about this little skirmish, I guess you could say, is, well, there are two classes, well, two jobs, I should say, that you guys have not seen. The dude with the funny green mask that's attacking Bianca right now is a Dragoon, and the guy over there with the construction hat-looking thing is a Berserker. I'll explain a little, well, as a Dragoon, you know, you can clearly tell what he does. He has a jumping ability. And yes, I am attacking with my white mage. I don't recommend that you do this, but again, I'm gangbanging this guy because he wants to die so badly. Now, here is the funniest one. My thief against his thief. 34% chance of hitting. Debating on it a little bit, not entirely sure if I want to, but in the end, I go for it. BAM! That's how I get shit done. Ugh. I don't know if you can actually hear the slurping sounds, but I do have a monster energy, because today has been a pretty long day, had school to go to and stuff, so I'm a little bit tired. But, yeah, Berserkers, as you will see, they're pretty much like, they're tanky in a sense, but they're more straight damage. They can deal some high amounts of damage, and then they have some pretty useful abilities, as you'll get a little taste of. There is one other class that you guys haven't seen yet, and that would be the boss, which is Diaghilev. Sorry, the pronunciation on that's a little bit weird because it's, yeah, as you can see, Diaghilev. I'm still not even sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's what we're gonna go with, because I'm Squeekz, and I don't care how I pronounce things, as long as it sounds good to me. And Diaghilev sounds good. But, yeah, I cannot remember what his job class is, and whenever I do figure it out, don't worry, you guys will be the second to know. But they're, whatever it is, they're bitches. That's the easiest way to describe it. They've got a whole bunch of magic attacks that drain MP and cause silence and stuff like that. It's, you know, very useful to have on a team, I guess, but when going up against it, they just suck. You'll notice if you're actually listening to the game sound, which I'm hoping you are, because it makes the game so much better. But yes, I do skip parts of the video because I make little stupid, I derp up a little, more or less. But, you know, it's very unnoticeable for the most part. And, well, that's really about it. Oh, I cheat a little bit. That's the only spoiler you're gonna get. I cheat in this fight, as you will see in a little bit. And then I kind of derp up a little bit more, but not in the, you know, typical way I derp up. Just, I make a very big clerical error and do something I shouldn't have done. It happens, everyone makes mistakes. Not everyone's perfect. I try to be perfect, and for the most part, I am pretty perfect, but even Squeekz can make mistakes. Even Squeekz can make mistakes. That didn't sound right coming out, so I had to repeat it. Still doesn't sound right. Whew. Man, that's good energy. Now, excuse me for 1 second, guys. I'm going to stop talking for a second just because I do not have an ashtray around me, and I am in desperate need for a cigarette, so... The silence is unbearable! Had to do something. Yes, this is what I'm talking about right here. His rasp attack. Now, I don't know why he bothers targeting Bianca with it as well. Just because, you know, she's an archer. She doesn't use magic. But, as you can tell, he really screws me over with Montblanc. Because now all he can do is attack with a rod. Well, I forget what his weapon is currently, but it gives him Fyra. If I'm not mistaken. That might have been a spoiler, and if it is, I do apologize for it. Because that was definitely totally a rod, so that's my bad there. As I said, with the whole recording the game first and then doing commentary afterwards, I do tend to give spoilers out accidentally like that, because I already know what's gonna happen. I'm so much further into this. Like, well, not so much further, in the sense that this is the last video I have, and as far into the game that I've played. And, hold on. But yeah, so, after this video's over, I have no more gameplay, and I'm gonna have to go and play some more, so that I can, obviously, record. Get some new episodes up. Oh, listen for the death curdles. And by death curdle, in case any of you don't know, I mean the sound that a character makes when they die. Such as humans, they make that kind of sound. Numus, Bangas, whatever Bianca is, because I still cannot remember. And I still have not looked up. They all make different sounds when they die. It's just rather interesting. But yeah, right here. This is Boo Boo number 1. The death curdle makes it so much better. When I was actually playing, I completely missed the death curdle because of the fact that as soon as Martinez died, I was like, no, my white mage! It was rather depressing. That's the first death I've experienced so far. But yeah, that's a typical Berserker move right there, the move called Rush. It's, you know, pretty powerful attack, and it knocks an opponent back, which is pretty useful. Yeah, and that is the sound that Bangas make when they die, that sounds more like they're vomiting than anything, but hey, you gotta enjoy the little things. What you're seeing right now is one of the other things that the judge will sometimes do when there's dead bodies clumped together, is he'll just move them in random. For the most part it's random, but he does try to give it so that it's just a body and then it's open space in every direction around them. Yeah, second death. Breaks my heart. Just because I've watched that 3 times now, and every single time it hurts a little bit more. But anywho, as I was saying about the bodies, you can't stand on a dead body. because that's pretty morbid, if you think about it. But even still, like, you know, they take up a spot. So the judge will sometimes move them, so that way you can have some more free space. Pretty useful. But at the same time, the judge has moved bodies and kind of screwed me over or something, like, such as there'll be an enemy, and he'll be in a corner, and there'll be a dead body next to another dead... Oh, excuse me. There'll be a dead body next to another dead body, and he'll move one of the dead bodies right in front of the enemy that's backed in the corner, so that way I have no way of standing next to that enemy so that I can attack him. So the only way I can attack him is with ranged characters. It's happened. If it does happen to you, there's really not much, there's nothing you can do about it except for try to revive that character. And right there is another example of why I don't like archers. Just in case you missed it, I was trying to attack the Berserker, Galore, or, you know what, we'll call him Galler. Galler sounds cooler. But anyway, I was trying to attack Galler with Bianca, and the arrow gets almost to him and then falls right in front of him. I don't understand why this happens, because an archer should, you know, automatically adjust their shot for height differences and stuff like that, but apparently not. You know, a 0.5 height difference, it makes such a big frickin' deal in this game. Yes, I am trying to limit my swearing because sadly my mother is at home and I will get yelled at. I'm 19 years old and I still get yelled at for swearing. Yes, yes, isn't that a big deal? Blah, blah, blah. It's not my fault that I am a good child and I try to stay in my mother's good graces, seeing as how she is kind enough to let me stay here. Which is a very long story. No, I'm not doing it willingly, per se. It's a long story that I'm not going to get into for the commentary of this video. What you just saw there was Last Berserk, which is a reaction skill. You have 5 skills. You have your action skill, your sub-action skill, which is an action skill of any previous job that you've had, such as if you were a soldier and a thief. Like, if you were a soldier and you had soldier skills that you learned, and then you changed into a thief, you can still use your soldier skills while being a thief by setting the soldier command of Battletech as your secondary action. I'm going to explain more after you see how I cheat here. There's a 55% chance that my attack will hit, so I say screw that, I'm going to use combo. Because combo always hits, and pretty much does the exact same amount of damage as I would just from attacking. Which guarantees that that motherfucker dies. But as I was saying about the skills, you have your action, your secondary action, your reaction, which is skills that, given a certain circumstance, such as Bianca with her block arrows skill, which means that if she was to be targeted by an arrow, she would just catch it and break it or something. I don't really know what happened. She just doesn't take the damage for it. It's handy. His was Last Berserk, which means that once his health gets down low enough, he goes into Berserk. Which, for those of you who are new to this, Berserk is a status. It can be an impairment, and I call it an impairment just because it's really only useful for non-player characters. There we go again. Berserk increases damage, but it sends the character into a frenzy, meaning that they tend to go for enemies more than allies, but if there's no enemies in sight, or in their range, that is, they will attack allies. So it's very unuseful, really. Unless, of course, you have a character that is right in the center of a whole bunch of enemies and he gets hit with Berserk. That sound you're probably hearing in the background is my mother's phone ringing. I apologize for that. And just enjoy it. Shut up. Stop complaining already. God. So, the objective for this mission was to kill the boss, which is Diaghilev. But I decided to kill everyone else just for the sake of getting the experience and whatnot. But you don't have to. If you really wanted to, you could have just gangbanged Diaghilev, ended the mission without ever once touching anyone else. But getting them out of the way saved your guys from dying. Which is rather ironic for me to say, considering the fact that 2 of my most useful characters are now dead. But thankfully enough, unlike Final Fantasy Tactics, when a character dies, they're just incapacitated. You don't have 3 turns to finish the fight before they turn into crystals and are gone forever. At the end of the fight, they'll still be there. I won't have to break down in tears. Ooh. They sound so retarded. But I guess that's what's to be expected by cows. Cow people. Which makes me wonder, if lizards is a racist term for bangas, I'm assuming that cows is probably a racist term for numus. Just my thoughts. Which, little tidbit of information here, I am a bovinophobe, which means that I have a fear of cows. That's a long story, just we'll leave it at I have a fear of cows. What you just saw there, well, I'll explain this first. After certain missions, you will, just after any fight, you have a chance of recruiting a new member. Like, this is Geiger, the Dragoon, that, kind of raped Numu, my Numu, I should say, Martinez. I don't want him, though, just because he's a level 3 Dragoon, with no abilities, no equipment. Granted that anybody who tries to join your team will have no equipment, but sometimes they do have abilities. Since he has none, I really didn't want him. So, he left crying, which is understandable, and I'm not going to make fun of him for, because if I wasn't the leader of Clan Nemo, I would want to be in Clan Nemo, and if I got turned down, I would cry. But as I was saying about mastering abilities, after you get AP after every fight, as I said before, I do believe. And once the AP has reached the, filled it up and maxed it out, then the ability is learned. So, in case you guys did not notice, I went and I paused the recording and went and bought some new equipment for all of my team members. Mainly just weapons, because I was, kind of running low on money here. I'll need money for quests, which is rather unfortunate, but I'm keeping it in mind. But now, little trivia. Did anybody notice what Squeekz forgot to do? No one was paying attention? Really? Alright, fair enough. I forgot to check the laws. Yeah, that comes back to haunt me, as you will see. But, so, 1 second, my cigarette went out. Bianca has she has learned Boost, and her new weapon gives her aim legs. Same with Basil. He has mastered Whirlwind, and his new ability is Exercise. Not exercise as in going to the gym and lifting weights. Like, do you even lift, bro? Huh? Do you? I can bench press like 420. But anyway, exercise is in, like, demons and whatnot. Exercise, exorcism, that whole kind of exercise. Anyway, look at it. New Mashta. I remember making a racist joke about that. If you think about it and you say it enough times, you'll get it. New Mashta. New Mashta. Yeah, I think you got it. Thumbs up for the racist jokes. But, yes, as you can see, Martinez has Protect, which comes in handy a good bit, especially against the demon dogs. I don't really know if they're called demon dogs, but I'm going to refer to them as demon dogs until I actually know what they are called. Which I can just check the bestiary for that later. As for right now, demon dogs. And the reason I go for the demon dogs first is just because they have higher health and do a lot more damage than the goblins with their silly little goblin punch. So, yeah. Gangbang. Now, here you will see where Squeekz went wrong, and why you should always, always, always check the laws before you get into a fight. I just got yellow carded. Because as you will see here in a few seconds, because I check, and by checking, oh, and then massiness, yes. My little joke from the last time I did the commentary was, not checking the laws is a massiness. Just one big massiness. Yes, if you go off character and you hit start, you can bring up a list of all that crap. Which turn order, the mission that you're currently on, the current laws, which forbids using swords, and you can even choose to flee if you're too much of a coward to try and stick it out. I should have fled, honestly, but I still would have had the yellow card anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Because as I said, the cards carry on through the rest of the game. Now, Squeekz has a higher chance of getting red carded for breaking the law than anyone else on my team who has no infractions. Going to have to keep that in mind from now on. Hammer time. Yes, I do apologize, I've been forgetting to say the little hammer time joke every time someone dodged. As I said, it's been a rough day. Well, not necessarily rough, just long and tiring. But oh well, he's dead. Well, actually no he's not, because I figured that'd be a waste of a perfectly good boost to attack someone with 10 health. So instead I go after Vodon. Yeah, we'll go with Vodon. Vodon sounds better than Vodan. Vodon, see, with Squeekz, as I said, with Squeekz being a tank, he's able to take more damage just because of the fact that his name is Squeekz, and because of the fact he's a soldier. So he's a double tank, but having that protect on him makes him a triple tank. So, with him, I just kind of use him as bait in this fight, just because there's really nothing else to do with him. He can't attack. He's worthless in this fight. Just because I forgot to check the laws. Always, 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 always. I cannot say it enough. Check the laws before you get into a fight. Hell, even if you have to check the laws before, like if you already get into the fight, and then you check the laws, that's still better than just getting into the fight and start moving around and doing attacks and stuff without knowing them. It'll screw you over like it just did for me. Which also brings to mind that I did learn, excuse me, it did bring to mind something else that I learned with actually getting carded. I thought the yellow cards were just warnings, like, hey, don't break the law again, or else you might get red carded, or you might just get another yellow card, who knows, but just don't do it. This is not the case, however, as you will find out right after these last monsters are killed. And the funniest part about this mission in particular, in case none of you actually paid attention to when I was accepting the quest, which I don't blame you because, you know, my voice is so sexy and whatnot, can throw you off of the video. I know you guys are just watching this to hear me talk. You don't care a single bit about the video, you just want to hear me commentate it. It's understandable. With that being said, though, oh man, I forgot what I was actually saying now. Curse me and my ranting. Give me 1 second to try to figure out where I was going with that last statement I had. Yeah, like a boss. Nope, it's gone. I apologize for that. I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh, nope, it's back. I remember. The objective for this mission is to kill all the monsters. But the only reason I'm here fighting these monsters in the first place is because some bad parent wanted to send her kids to play in this god-awful place and just wanted protection from the monsters so that they could enjoy playing. Like, how messed up is that? Oh yeah, there's monsters in this place, but I want my kids to go play there. Can you please go and protect them for me? It's like, come on, you live in a city. Just go have them run around in the street. That's 10 times safer than having them go play where there's monsters. Oh, parents nowadays. Well, hold on, you can't blame them. They're only like 16 anyway. Yes, this is what happens when you get carded. You get a random penalty, which can be volunteer, or one other one that I cannot remember what it's called, but volunteer makes it so that you don't get any gil. The other one makes it so that any of the items, in this case the javelin, you don't get. And yes, the only reason I am accepting him, if you guys remember, is so that I can complete the dueling sub-quest, which is where this video will be ending. I come here to the pub and I accept some new missions. That's about it for this. Just accept those missions, get ready to start doing them. I will be doing a few off-camera missions and basically power leveling just because my guys are really low level and I'd like to get them to at least level 6 before I start doing any more recording. I will not say I apologize for this because this is for your good, so don't judge me. But, that being said, this is where the video is going to be stopping here soon, so, as always, this has been, your boy Squeekz. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share with all your friends, because how else are people gonna know that I'm doing this crap? Well, like I said, I'll catch you guys later. Sup world, this is your boy Squeekz. I know that the video's over, and probably you're all wondering, oh, why is he disappearing? Well, I just wanted to quickly say that, well, me and my friend PB Shadows, subscribe to his page, we were having a conversation over the phone when I first started using Audacity, because I haven't used Audacity since I was in, like, 9th grade. So it's been quite a long time. A few years, give or take. Anywho, I just wanted to include it into this video because he's been asking me to. It's just a retarded conversation that we had. I find it to be really funny. He thought it was pretty funny. I mean, we're not exactly the funniest people, but, you know, it happens. So, I hope you enjoy this little clip that we have here, and, keep watching, subscribe to my videos, don't forget to like and all that good stuff. And don't forget to subscribe to PB Shadows. And, yeah, I'll see you later. Okay, so, this is all recording now, I really hope. I mean, I see the little waves jumping up and down, but, well, I hope it hears me talking, or else there's going to be some massive issues that we're going to need to, work on. I do not have you on speaker, so this is a pretty one-sided conversation. You're totally going on speaker. Give me 1 sec. Goddamn Facebook shit. You were on speaker. Yay.
Sorry, I'm not more enthusiastic.
No, it's all good. Cause that was a funny yay.
You sound very muffled. Sounds like we're talking with your hand over your mouth, kind of like that.
Well, I put my phone down so that, you know, my computer would be able to hear you better, but...
Well, you're not muffled anymore. What's going on?
Cause I picked my phone up because you were bitching. Stop your bitching, bro.
I see how it is.
Oh, we're not gonna do this?
That only works with Keenan.
Tell Keenan to stop his bitching then.
Keenan Cameron says stop your bitching. What? Read the chest. Doesn't that have gold on it? Yeah.
Alright, I've got a minute. I've got a minute's worth of recording, so now I just have to figure out how to stop recording.